Welcome back to Temporal Directive, the Star Trek fan podcast rewatching the entire franchise in chronological order. I'm Gary.
And I'm Tom.
And this week, we're watching Star Trek Enterprise's Exile. Star Trek, the ultimate franchise. These are the podcasts of the Wakefield brothers. Their 16-year mission to watch every production, to seek out life lessons and new inspirations, to boldly watch like most fans have watched before. Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Nothing exciting, though. You're looking at me like, tell me about your week.
Yeah, that's, you took the words out of my page. Okay, nothing exciting.
No, not really.
No, not even any Adventures of Lois and Clark.
Oh, actually, yeah, I have been watching a bit of that.
I don't want to know about it.
It's actually really good, but I got really upset, and this is actually a bit of a spoiler for future episodes of this. Denise Crosby is in it.
Mm.
Yeah, that was my reaction. Well, actually, my reaction was worse than that. She started, she came on from like, it was the back of her, and I went, no. And then she spoke, and I went, fuck off. Turned around, I went, oh, fuck, this show's shit.
Yeah.
She's only been in it for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes so far, so I'm like, hopefully she doesn't come back. But the role that she played looked like she's going to come back.
It's going to be recurring.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, crap. Yeah. I obviously deleted her part from that show.
In your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
No. How about yourself?
Not a great deal. Just getting the last of this house stuff finalised.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah. There was a miscommunication with the carpet people. As in they fucked up.
Isn't it great with these professionals that do this job with every week? Yeah. They know exactly what they're doing.
So we were supposed to hand the keys in on Friday. Today is Sunday. We won't be handing the keys in until tomorrow now.
Okay.
But that's okay. These things happen. And yeah, that's not much else has been going on really. Just on the countdown for this trip to Adelaide I've got coming up for the LGBTQIA plus conference.
Which will be exciting.
It'll be a nice couple of days of conferencing and then a couple of days of R&R, so that'll be nice.
It'll be really good.
Yeah, I feel like I really need it. I don't feel like I've had a break since I got back from our big US trip in 2023. So
everything seems to just keep going and going for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's been a tough 18 months, and it's been 2 years since our holiday ended. So yeah. I'm really looking forward to a couple of days off.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Need to unwind every now and then.
Yeah. And then once I get back, it'll be less than 100 days before the next big trip.
Back to the US.
Back to the US. Just for a quick little 8 nights at Disneyland.
What a shame that'll be. What a shame.
Terrible.
Yeah, it sounds just shocking, doesn't it?
Well, I'm not looking forward to the 13 or 14 hour flight, but
that's what you get when you live in Australia.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, 14 hours and then 8 days at Disneyland, or 8 nights at Disneyland, and then another 14 hours home.
It is the worst.
It's a long flight. It is a long flight.
And we can't afford any of the bloody nice seating, can we?
No. No, but if someone wants to fund a business class upgrade, like, please reach out.
That's it. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, that's it.
But no, it'll be economy. And I picked an aisle seat so that I'm not disturbing people if I need to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
And hoping that no one sits next to me, because that'd be real nice to have a
couple of seats.
have a couple of seats. Be real good.
Yeah.
Not holding my breath.
Only see how you go, especially those sort of flights. Oof.
Yeah.
Long ones.
Yeah. I shouldn't complain. First world problems. I'm going to Disneyland.
Yeah. Well,
What am I complaining about? 8 nights at Disneyland and I'm complaining.
Yeah.
What a fucking whinger. Oh well. Anyway, this week's episode is called Exile. It is written by Phyllis Strong, who had previously written for Star Trek Voyager. Directed by Roxanne Dawson of Star Trek Voyager fame.
Yeah.
This is her 6th of 10th episode of Enterprise that she has directed, and the first of 4 for the season. The original air date for this episode was October the 15th, 2003, and the IMDb synopsis reads:
Yeah, here we go.
Hoshi Sato is contacted by a 400-year-old telepathic alien exiled on a planet in the Expanse, shunned by his society because of his abilities. The alien offers to use his powers to help Enterprise find the Xindi and the weapon they are building, but only if Hoshi will stay with him while he works. She agrees to stay behind while Enterprise confirms the Expanse has a second sphere and is on its way to investigate.
Okay.
That was actually a decent synopsis.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Like,
Yeah. Gave you enough information, but didn't tell you everything.
yeah, not like Captain Pike goes on an adventure.
That's it. There may be danger. We'll see.
This is the first episode of Star Trek to air in high definition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how fancy is that?
Oh, special.
And both Linda Park, who plays Hoshi Sato, and executive producer Rick Berman saw this episode as a play or a riff on Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, God. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I was semi-interested
Tale as old as time.
until you said that.
Song as old as rhyme.
Now everyone can see why you're going to Disney.
I am a little obsessed, yes. All right, let's go watch it.
Alrighty. Yeah.
So what do you think, Tom?
Yeah. It was better than the last couple we've had, but it was still like Enterprise.
I actually kind of liked the Hoshi story. I thought the sphere hunting was okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a necessity to the ongoing story that they've got happening.
The
shuttle
flying shuttle, random shuttle, like I don't understand why they bothered.
yeah, and it was there's no sense to it either.
But the alien in exile with telepathy and trying to find a companion felt very, like, I don't know. It felt like a Star Trek story.
Yeah.
Like we've seen similar things before.
Yep.
In the original series and Next Gen.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was fun. It was done all right as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the tiny flaw of the sphere thing he had coming from his family, even though their species don't like telepathy and that's why he was exiled. But, that's just weirdness.
Well, I don't know. It was probably an excuse. He's probably not there for that. Maybe he's there because he's an aggressive
kidnapping
telepath.
bastard.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe his whole species is telepathic and they all have those eggs to make them stronger or whatever, and he's just an absolute asshole, so they exiled him.
True. It's highly possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. It wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad of a story, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Would I watch it again? Probably not.
No. Well, I mean, it's not like the most exciting episode of Star Trek, but it was done all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that he done a good job in that part and everything as well. Like,
Yeah.
So I think that was quite all right. Yeah.
I didn't really love the alien design.
No, but he done all right in the part. But yeah.
Yeah, I thought the design was a bit much.
Yeah.
As I know, maybe they were going for the beast, kind of like ugly, weird or whatever. But if you're going to put all those things on his head, like maybe make them move or
something.
Give them, I don't know,
make
something.
them look practical. Or
yeah,
something.
They just looked like random stuck on bits. Like, yeah, it just didn't feel like a
naturally organic thing.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was good. I kind of enjoyed it. Yeah. Hoshi's not my favorite character usually, and I just I think the reason I wouldn't watch it is not because the episode was bad. It was just because Enterprise is bad, and I don't really care that much about the characters. Like,
and that's kind of it. That's kind of it, isn't it? You just
but it was an all right episode.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. Yeah. Righto, getting into it.
Yeah. All right. We open on Hoshi in her quarters in the bathroom, and she hears a soft voice. Hoshi. And then she goes into a living room. Hello? Is anybody there?
Great.
She sees a shadowy figure. Then she calls security, and then we skip the credits.
Thank fuck.
We get a quick shot of the Enterprise flying before we go into the command center. And T'Pol is in there playing around with the computers. And Archer walks in and says, I thought I was the only one who lived here during my off hours. And she says that she's been analyzing the sensor logs from the Xindi database they got, and
somehow has worked out that there must be another sphere.
There must be a second sphere. The anomalies are occurring because of gravimetric wave distortions that are intersecting.
Yeah.
So in order for them to intersect, it means there must be more than one.
Yeah. But apparently later on she figured out. Like, anyway, never mind. I'll deal with that when it comes up at the end.
But, so anyway, she says the second sphere must be less than 4 light years away and has a indication of where it might be. So Archer says, let's go.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, he says set a course, but
let's go would be better.
Probably. Anyway, we get a shot of the Enterprise changing direction, and then we cut to the bridge, and Hoshi is at a station with Reed, and they've been running scans to try to figure out who was in our quarters or what that voice was or what the fuck's going on. And he basically says, you're crazy.
Reed is a dick throughout this. He's just completely unconvinced by any of it.
Nope. Nope.
He's just like, well, we all hear weird things. Like, it's stress, right?
Pretty much.
Bastard. She's pretty convinced that it's real, though.
Yeah.
And she's not happy that she thinks that it's crazy stress stuff. Correct.
And then we cut to sickbay, and she's getting a scan from Phlox. She says that, there's a reason you've got a headache. You've got some mild whatever in the prefrontal cortex. And she's like, can you run some more tests? I'm crazier than a headache. Maybe I've been exposed to something that's causing me to hallucinate. He's like, nah.
You just cray.
No, you are just stressed. You poor thing. Poor little girl. Then we cut back to the command center, and Hoshi is in there. She was on her way there to do some translating of the Xindi database, but she gets there and she's in there alone. And when she gets in there, all the computer screens are changed to an image of one planet, all the same planet. And she hears the voice come back. Hoshi, That's where I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. She calls Reed. I don't know why, he's useless, but she calls him and says, I need help in the command center.
Yeah.
So there's like a shadowy figure, and she asks who it is, and he's like, don't be frightened.
Yeah.
Don't be frightened. And all the screens change to pictures of her.
Yeah.
And she moves around and the images change and whatever, but it's basically just pictures of her. And she says, how did you get on board?
And he's not answering.
I'm nowhere near your ship. What do you want? Every time someone says that, I always think of Scream.
Yeah.
To see what your insides look like.
What's your favorite scary movies? Showgirls.
He says, you're searching for something and I can help. Then she goes through the door and she's suddenly in some weird hallway that's obviously not on the ship.
No.
And there's a person at the end of the hall that starts to come out of the shadows towards her, and she turns around and runs, and she runs out of the big doors, and then she's in like was it a balcony?
Yeah.
Was it a balcony scene or something?
Yeah, on the edge of the cliff thing.
Yep.
It pulls back.
Yep, it pulls back and we see the beast castle in the cliff face.
Yeah.
And then there's a hand on her shoulder, and we hear Reed's voice saying, Hoshi, are you all right? And she turns around and she's back on the Enterprise and with Reed. Then we cut to sickbay.
Of course.
Of course.
Because she is nuts.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. Flock says, I'm not picking up anything out of the ordinary. And Reed, in classic Reed style, we still haven't found any ships nearby or any uninvited guests on board.
Yeah.
In other words, she's just nuts.
Yeah.
Look at this one, Captain. She's a bit Fruit Loops. And she says, I'm not imagining it, Captain.
What happened?
And he says, well, you have to admit it's a possibility. What?
Yeah.
Could you imagine Picard saying that?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Deanna, I think you're just nuts.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right. That's probably the best impression you've ever done. That was perfect.
She is convinced that it's real. Archer says, I want you to keep Hoshi under observation until we can sort this out, and assigns a bunch of security details to different parts of the ship just in case. And Reed complains about that.
Well, yeah. It's like, why? Are you expecting some trouble?
What, you want security to do security things?
Yeah.
How unreasonable of you, Captain.
There's not going to be anything wrong. She's a crazy girl.
Yeah. We're really going to feed into her delusions?
That's it. Fucking rude bastard.
Reed and Archer leaving Hoshi and Phlox there, and Hoshi asks if it's feeding time for all the animals that Phlox has in sickbay. And he says, yeah, close enough, but I'll take care of it after I've got you settled in. And she says, would you mind if I do it? I'm not really that tired. And he says, be my guest. Be my guest.
Feed my fish. Feed my cats.
So he walks off to do something else, and she starts feeding the fish with the fish food container. Sorry, Vulcan root leaf.
Yes.
Next to the tank. And as she's doing that, she starts saying that the strange thing with this whole communication thing is that it feels like he's almost inside my head. Like he's looking at things through my eyes, experiencing what I'm experiencing. Talking to him is almost like talking to myself. Does that make any sense? She says. And Phlox says, it makes perfect sense. Listening to your thoughts has been very pleasurable. She says, what?
Creepy motherfucker.
He says, I've been with you for several days, studying your mind, your memories, learning so many things about you. And she says, why me? His telepathy only works in rare instances. It takes a unique mind to process it, and yours is the first I found in many years.
Yeah, very long time.
And then she says again, what do you want?
Yeah. Kind of a common question that he is not answering.
No. Then she's in the like a green room kind of setup with lots of plants everywhere, and he says, I'm only 3 light years away. My home is what you're seeing right now. All I want is to meet you. And she says, I don't think that'll be possible. And he says, I know you're on an urgent mission. That's what I want to talk to you about.
Mm.
Then we cut to the ready room.
We see him as a human there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sorry. Should have mentioned that.
Yeah. Might have come in handy.
Yes. We do see him as a human.
Yeah.
So we cut to the ready room, and Hoshi is explaining to Archer about the interaction and that he can provide information about the Xindi and where the weapon is being made and stuff if we go and visit.
Yeah.
And he says, might be a trick. Maybe he's... Yes, that's right. Maybe it's an attempt by the Xindi to infiltrate Enterprise.
Again.
So, freaking out.
Mm.
Anyway, she convinces him that it's worth the risk. Like, let's just go. Why not? And he says, okay. He calls to the bridge and changes course.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's only 3K out of the way.
3K.
Yeah. 1,000 kilometers, right?
3 light years.
3 light years, whatever.
I thought I was the one that uses all the modern talk. You were all like, they're in the turbo lift. And I'm like, they get in the lift. They get in the elevator. Sends them a message.
Yes. It doesn't
Gets a
really
phone call on the mobile. We see Enterprise arrive at a planet, and a shuttle pod leaves to go to the surface with Archer, Reed, and Hoshi. And we see a shot of the Beast Castle in the mountain again.
Yeah, on the side. Yeah.
Yep. They open the big front doors and they go into this big corridor, which is the one that Hoshi saw in her vision. And then they're in like a study, like the alien dudes. Tarquin study.
Yeah. Pushing their way in. No knocking on doors.
No, fuck that. I mean, he's psycho. He can hear them coming.
Psychic.
Ah. I was close.
Yeah. Well, the psycho thing comes later.
And he says, I asked Hoshi to come alone. And Archer says, the captain's always part of first contact missions, Starfleet regulations. Is it?
Starfleet regulations? Don't think you have any rules or regulations at this stage. I'm pretty sure you're wigging it.
Well, they probably do have some regulations, but yeah. They get a good look at this Tarquin guy, and he's clearly not the human that Hoshi was seeing in her head.
No.
He's pretty ugly.
Yeah. And weirdly constructed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He said he created a human image to not frighten her and thank them all for coming and whatever. Yeah. He said that he may be able to help find the weapon and the Xindi. He just needs something that's associated with the Xindi in order to like boost that connection.
Like any good psychic, bring your husband's watch with you so
Yes.
they can make a connection.
Yeah. I've seen 1 or 2 episodes of that John Oden's show.
Yeah, that's right.
He said he'll need a few days with whatever object they give him, and Reed starts questioning him like, we didn't pick up any bio signs on this planet. You live on this whole planet by yourself? The whole planet?
What? You don't have your own planet?
Yeah. Peasant?
Yeah. You little man.
You mean you have to share your resources? He says that he's lived there for a very long time, Mr. Reed. and that his only contact with the outside world has been through telepathy. And bring me the artifact. I would like to get started.
Yeah, enough of the chit chatter.
And then he says, Captain, I would like Hoshi to stay with me while I'm working. And he says, I'm afraid that's not appropriate.
No.
And he says, nonetheless, it's a condition of my helping you. Already that's an indication that he's a dick.
Yeah. It's a pretty good sign of, hang on a minute.
Yeah, of what's to come.
Yeah.
So we cut to the ready room. Hoshi, Reed, and Archer are talking about the options, the possibility. And she says, well, if I'm comfortable, I don't get the sense that he'd harm me. So if I want to do it, what difference does it make? Just let me do it.
Captain's like, I get the sense he's going to harm you.
Yeah.
I get the sense this is going to go badly.
Yep. And Reed's like, well, we could just stay here for a few days while he does the work and then go looking for the sphere. And Hoshi's like, we do not have that luxury of waiting anymore.
Actually,
this is super serial right now. And so they agree. She's going to go down and spend a few days while they go hunting for the sphere.
Don't they have like army men?
Yes.
So couldn't they have like left them on the planet, or one
he
of
wants
them?
to be alone with her.
Oh, put a shuttle in orbit.
That would have worked. That would have worked.
Yeah, with a couple of army people.
Yeah.
Done. A single
Easy.
shuttle. Done.
Easy.
Yeah.
Anyway, they don't do that. We cut to the aliens' study, Tarquin's study. Archer presents a piece of the Xindi weapon, and he says, I think this will be very useful. He takes Hoshi's overnight bag. Archer and Hoshi say goodbye. He says, have you got a phaser?
It'll be under my pillow.
And then Archer leaves. Then we get to the Be Our Guest scene in Tarquin's dining room.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any singing or dancing
no.
candelabras or clocks or anything, but
it's disappointing.
Yep. But he has recreated a bunch of human food using her memory.
Yeah.
And there's pizza and burgers and all sorts of stuff. And she tries the piece of pizza, and he's said that he's replicated it from the.
He said it. He's
from a particular restaurant on a particular street in San Francisco.
Yeah, he said he replicated the recipe from that. To which I'm like, oh, did she work there? Because she knew the recipe, did she?
Well,
that's me doing my nitpicking.
Yes. He may have made the recipe from the memory of the taste.
Yes, which is just
Jesus
not going to be the same.
Well, it could be the same. Depends how good your fucking memory and
Taste
recall is. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, calm down.
Just wait, there's more.
And then he lifts the lid off a different dish, and it's some alien dessert thing, and says it's a delicacy that she'll probably like. And she says, you know, my stomach is a little unsettled. Like, classic excuse. And he says, that's what you told your grandmother every time she used to serve you soba noodles. Now it's one of your favorite foods. Like, creepy much?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I met you 5 minutes ago.
Yes, and I know everything about you.
So weird.
And then she says, you know so much about me. I think it's time I know a little about you. Where are you from? And he says that his homeworld is 30 light years away, and it is a wonderful place to live, provided you're not a telepath.
Yeah.
The odds are 1 in 50 million, and that he was one of the unlucky few that are considered a threat to the population, and to deal with those threats, they send them to exile. So they're sent to places like that.
Yeah.
And then he raises a glass and toasts to solitude.
Yeah.
I think you're familiar with it. And she's like, what do you mean,
Yeah.
bitch?
What are you getting at?
He says, well, your parents learned you were gifted and you spent your childhood with private tutors studying languages. Anyway.
He gets real creepy.
He gets real creepy, way too familiar. And she rightfully is like, this is a bit much.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go have a sleep because this is weird. but nicely.
Yeah, she doesn't get all...
Even though he's probably reading her mind and knows that it's all an excuse and a lie and whatever. But anyway, it happens. So he takes her to the bedroom, not for fun reasons.
Yeah, the way you said that.
And just says that, let me know if you need anything else before supper tomorrow. I'll be working most of the day, but feel free to wander. But don't go into the east wing.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, don't go outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Beauty of the Beast still in my head.
He gives her a book then too, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah,
A book of the inhabitants of the planet from thousands of years ago that have been lost. Everything about the people, their homeworld, their culture has vanished into time except for this one book. And yeah. And then as he's leaving, he says, you don't have to feel alone. You often feel isolated, even around other people. You don't have to. And then she looks at him like, would you just leave me alone?
Yeah.
As he walks out. Then we cut to Archer's quarters and he's bouncing his water polo ball against the wall.
Yep.
And then it gets stuck halfway through a bulkhead.
Yeah.
And he calls to the bridge and says, I assume we're getting close. And Paul says, you assume correctly. So he heads up to the bridge, and on his way he sees like the bulkheads rippling and shit going wrong. It's the spatial anomalies of like running through the ship.
Yeah.
He gets to the bridge, and one of the anomalies like pretty much makes its way from one side to the other, with panels and consoles exploding everywhere and blowing things up, and someone getting blown over and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Then we get an external shot of the same thing happening and some really bad CG of like it causing like a bubble underneath the surface, and then that eventually explodes and we see some like girders and circuits and rippling electricity and shit, which just looks really bad.
That's so bad.
Then it cuts to black for a commercial, and we come back to the bridge, and Paul says there's breaches on a few decks, but there's emergency bulkheads in place. Subsections have been decompressed, and we're losing structural integrity. So good times.
Yeah, good
day.
times. Good day.
Paul says if there is another sphere in the region, it's emitting a lot more gravimetric energy than the first, which is why it's so intense this time. They say that they're 75,000 kilometers away from where the sphere should be. Archer calls down to Trip and asks how bad the engines are, and he says, well, they're holding up okay, but I wouldn't do this much longer. And he asks how long it would take to insulate a shuttle pod with Trellium D, and he says at least 12 hours to refine the mineral, and then probably another day to reconfigure the hull. And he says, get started, let's do it, we're going to go. And then tells T'Pol to stay away from the launch bay for the next couple of days so she doesn't go cray-cray and try to kill everyone again.
Probably a good plan.
Good idea. We cut back to Tarquin's study, and Hoshi is now in some casual wear, in a dress, strolling around, and she looks through like a window grill, metal gatey grilly thing in the wall, and sees Tarquin at his desk holding this like blue, bright, like egg-shaped
glowing egg stone thing.
Yeah. He looks up and sees her, and she's like, sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. Sorry.
My bad.
And he says, no, not at all, please. He asks if she's had a chance to have a look at the book, and she says, I'm actually about halfway through reading it. She asks if there's been any progress with the Xindi artifact, and he says, a few images, impressions. Did you know there are 5 Xindi species?
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, we did.
Yes, we knew that.
And he says that there's a great deal of conflict between them all. They don't trust one another. And she asks if he knows where they're building the weapon yet. And he says, no, I need more time.
It's like, that's all we give a fuck about. We don't care about what they're doing. or any of that shit about
Where's the
against each
weapon?
other. Where's the weapon? That's
Yeah.
all we give a fuck about.
She asks what the egg is, and he says that it helps extend the range of his telepathy, that his family gave it to him when he was exiled, and without it, he would never have found her.
Which makes no sense.
And says, would you like to try it? She asks if it's possible, and he says with guidance. So she sits down, she grabs the egg, and she closes her eyes, and we get a bunch of flashes of all these past episodes.
Yeah.
And some other stuff. It's just a whole heap of different random stuff.
Random shit.
But then it finishes with a shot of a Xindi reptilian in the council chambers.
Yeah.
That sort of turns and looks at
As if
her
she
in her
knew
mind.
that she was watching.
Yeah. And then she comes back in the room and she's like, you're back in the room.
Yeah, that's it.
3, 2, 1, you're back in the room.
Company is a word.
He says it takes some practice. She says, oh, maybe we'll try again later. I should let you go back to work. And fucks off. She walks out into the conservatory, like the green roomy area with all the plants, and then keeps walking out into the balcony outside.
Not
And it's
allowed outside.
Cold and windy and whatever. And she's in her tiny little mini skirt. And
Which is so dumb. But yeah.
but it is what it is.
Yeah. And heels. Why would you be wearing heels?
Why not?
Well, I mean, you can wear heels.
Exactly.
There's
Why
nothing-
not? I
there's
don't
nothing stopping
understand
you.
what the problem is. Like, why would you wear heels? Well, why wouldn't you? What? Maybe she wanted to wear heels.
Yep. Sure.
Isn't that what's wrong with that?
Nothing. It just seems
Just
like a weird choice.
Why point it out then?
Just seems like a weird choice. I thought heels were not overly comfortable.
I actually don't know.
That's why I said I thought heels were overly comfortable. Doesn't seem like a wandering around the house kind of shoe. That's all.
Well, you know, she wants to look flirty for the
For the guy that
alien
she doesn't
dude.
want to go near. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, she goes outside. It's windy, it's snowy, it's gross, and she sees some graves in the snow. And then he appears.
Out of
Tarquin
nowhere.
appears out of nowhere. I asked you to stay inside.
How dare you?
And then she finds a rose in a like.
Under a glass
I gotta stop.
dome.
I gotta stop. She asks who the graves are, like who's buried there, and he
Yeah.
says, he basically says they're my old companions. He's 400 years old, and these are all
He
the
has a
people.
blue box sitting in the corner.
And he's had a lot of companions.
Yeah, that's it.
He's super old and has a lot of companions and travels through time and space.
Yeah, exactly.
Collecting fairy tales. But yeah, so he's had a few different companions that he's lured in with his telepathy and made them stay, basically.
Yeah.
And she says, I have no interest in becoming your next companion, and storms off. As she storms back inside, he suddenly appears right in front of her as a human.
Yeah.
And she's like, you think projecting yourself as a human is going to make me change my mind? Girl! He just tries to convince her to stay, saying how she always feels isolated no matter who she's with.
Yeah.
You live on a ship filled with your own people, and there's so many times you feel alone. You never have to feel like that with me. All that sort of crap.
Yeah. He's trying.
And she's
very
like,
hard.
no, just no.
Yeah.
I said no.
Yeah.
Did I say no? I think I said no.
Pretty sure I kept saying no. Yeah. I'm inside your head. I know what you want. She's like, you don't know what I want. You just don't know. Ridiculous.
Yep. And then we cut to the shuttle pod that's leaving Enterprise.
So it's
with
been 2
Trip and
days.
Archer. Must have been 2 days. The Trillium D has been installed.
Yep.
And they fly off towards the sphere. They say they're passing through some gravimetric distortions, and they're not being impacted by anomalies.
Yeah. All nice and cruisy.
Great. Trillium seems to work. They approach the cloaking barrier of the sphere, and they go through.
Yeah, with some, rough terrain.
Yes. Yeah, it shakes a bit.
This is where
The power fluctuates. Hull integrity gets some micro fractures, but nothing too severe. And they get through, and they can't do any scans because the scanning relays were damaged.
Yep. And this is where it gets dumb.
They decide to land on the sphere to fix the sensors.
Which they can only do on the outside. Yeah, which is fine. That makes
Correct.
sense.
And so they land.
Mm.
They get on the EV suits, get outside the shuttle.
Yep.
And Trip gets to work fixing the
Sensors. Panel.
Thank you. And Archer says, I'm going to go take a look around at the surface of a sphere that has nothing on it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go do that anyway.
I'm just going to go for a walk because I wouldn't just stay inside the shuttle.
No.
I'd use up the oxygen tanks we have in our suits.
Why not? A little while later, Archer asks how it's coming along, and he says, almost there, just 2 more relays. And then something happens, and one of the thrusters fires, and the shuttle pod lifts off the sphere surface.
Yeah.
And
ridiculous.
Archer says, what happened? And Trip says, the port thruster ignited.
Yeah.
And Archer says, I can see that.
Yeah.
That's not really what I was asking.
Yeah. One, how did a port thruster ignite when you're not working on anything to do with the port thrusters? No. Secondly, and why haven't you grabbed onto the side of the shuttle and gone with it, because it makes no difference to you because it's not any gravity or anything? And what the fuck is happening right now?
So they decide to grab their phasers and shoot the thruster,
which is so fucking dumb in itself.
Yep.
Really.
And they're both terrible shots.
Absolutely shocking.
It takes them a little while.
Reed's not there. He's the only one that knows weapons.
And he's a bad shot as well.
Yeah, I know.
But they fire, doesn't work. They almost blow it up, and then they don't. And then they hit the thruster, and then the shuttle falls down to the surface of the sphere.
Space. Yeah.
There's gravity. There's gravity on the sphere.
Gravity.
Yeah, so it falls, and then it rolls and bounces towards them and comes to a skidding halt right in front of them.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. And a totally irrelevant, unnecessary scene.
Yep.
Not a single thing came out of that.
Just stupid.
It meant absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Added nothing, except showed us how terrible of a shot they are.
Yes.
And how terrible of an engineer he is.
Yes.
So that must come up later when they're trying to shoot.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Well, then what was the
Why
fucking
would it?
point?
Why would it, Tom?
Exactly. Because the show's written stupidly and pointlessly.
It was just a pointless scene.
Yeah, like most of it.
We cut to the bridge. T'Pol is there, and Archer calls and says, it was right where you said it was, T'Pol. We've got all the scans you asked for. We're on our way back. Then we get a shot of the Enterprise with the captain's log saying that while T'Pol analyzes the data from the sphere, we've set course to pick up Ensign Sato and find out if the alien learned anything about the Xindi. Then we cut to Hoshi's bedroom at Tarquin's estate, castle. And there's a knock on the door, and he comes in and says that I've just heard from your captain. Enterprise will be here in a few minutes. I've learned a great deal about the Xindi weapon, and I'm sure that he will find the information useful. He asks if she's given any more thought and she's to the offer, and she says, I can't stay here. You know that. And next time you invite someone for a visit, you might want to let them know you're looking for a lifelong companion. And he says, I won't forget. Please keep the book as a reminder of your time here.
Hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, because she'd almost finished and she wanted to know how it ended.
Yeah.
He says, once I've talked to Captain Archer, I'll send him to you. It was a privilege knowing you. Then we cut to a little bit later, and she's putting her uniform back on, and Archer appears behind her in the mirror. And he asks how her stay was, and she's like, it'll be good to get back to Enterprise. In other words, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
He says that the time here was well spent. We've learned a lot more about the Xindi than we expected, and he's willing to keep supplying us with information as long as we're in range. on one condition.
However,
He wants you to stay here. And this is the best chance we have of finding the weapon before it's too late. It could be a few weeks, maybe a month, and then we'd come back as soon as the mission's over.
of course.
And he says, I won't order you to do this, but you know what's at stake. And she's like, okay, I'll go back to my quarters and pick up a few things. And then he's like, there's no reason for you to leave. You just tell me what you want and I'll get it sent down.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
I need to brief my replacement. We'll take care of that. Well, at least don't let me say goodbye to my friends. I'll let Travis know. And then she's like, what?
Travis?
Why would you say Travis? I was just thinking about Travis. You're a regular mind reader, Captain.
I've known you long enough, Hoshi. Nice try.
Nice try. She knows that it's not him, and she demands to know where Captain Archer is.
Yeah.
And she storms out of the room.
Yeah.
Then we cut to the bridge, and the real Archer is saying, open hailing frequencies to Ensign Sato. Let's talk to her. The replacement comm officer is like, we're not getting through, there's some sort of disruption field, and then the lights flicker, all power goes offline.
And Captain's like, what did you do, stupid officer?
Fucking newbie.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
This is why we only have one person at
That's-
each station.
At any time. Anytime something's happening, you guys are night shift only.
We cut back to Tarquin's study. Hoshi bursts in, saying, nice try. What were you planning to tell the captain when he got here? Were you going to appear as me and beg him to let me stay? No, you can't do that, can you? I'm the only one on board that you can play your tricks with. And he says, Enterprise is already here, but I basically have them hostage, and you are going to decide to stay here, or I am going to destroy them.
Yeah. I don't want to kill anyone.
But you're making me,
Yeah.
Hoshi.
But it's your fault.
Vicious.
Yeah.
She sees the egg on the table and grabs it and
Yeah.
says, if you don't let them and me go, I'm going to destroy this.
Yeah. He's like, go ahead, you're here. I'll be happy.
Yeah, for 60 or 70 years. And then what?
Yeah.
I'll be number 5. I'll be grave number 5 outside. And then you will never find anyone else to replace me, ever.
Oh, shit.
And she says, this is your last chance. And then we cut to the Enterprise and the lights come back on.
Yeah.
Everything's coming back online, and they get hailed by Ensign Sato, who says, I think it's time to come and get me.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. We get a captain's log, and there's a quick shot of the Enterprise. The captain says in the log that Ensign Sato has returned, but with no new information on the Xindi, and we're hoping that T'Pol's analysis of the second sphere will bring better news. We cut to the command center, and Archer and T'Pol are in there. He asks what she's come up with from the scans. She basically says that there's 50 spheres, not just 2. There's a fuck ton of them.
Yeah.
And he says, do you think that whoever built these was purposely trying to create the Expanse?
Yeah.
And she says, why would someone want to create a web of crippling anomalies?
Why do you think?
Why?
I mean, you're the fucking logical thinker. Why would you think that someone would want to do that?
It's not hard. Anyway, so there's a fuck ton of spheres.
Yes. But this is where I was going to say earlier about the finding the second one because of the cross-lining of the fucking signals or whatever. How did she do that when there's 50 fucking signals?
Well, they were close.
To the second one
What?
that they were looking for. So what you
No,
mean?
the anomalies that they had, they plotted the anomalies against the gravimetric waves, and like on the map that she had, the anomalies were close to the intersections. They weren't right on the intersections.
Yeah, that's after they found the second one.
Yes.
Yeah. So that meant that they could math out that there'd have to be more.
But that's how they figured out there was a second one. because the gravimetric waves didn't make sense to the anomalies. That's how they figured out there was a second one. And then accounting for the second one, they thought would align them together, and it didn't. So there must have been more.
Right. Okay. What made it look for a second one in the first place?
I don't know.
Because that's what I'm getting at. It's
The
like, what made
gravimetric
her
distortions weren't in the right spot, I guess. I don't know.
That's what I was getting at. Is basically
Who would know?
How would you
Science.
think is that you wouldn't know to look for a second one if there's 50 of them all making gravimetric distortions.
Well, no, you wouldn't think so.
No.
But anyway, that's the suspension of disbelief, Tom.
Yes, that's the Tom frustration of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We go to Hoshi's quarters and she finishes reading the book, and then Tarquin's there and says, "Did you enjoy reading it? Did you enjoy the ending?"
Yeah.
And she says, "You can't do this. I don't want you watching me." He says, "This is the last time. I promise. I've brought you some information for you to give to your captain." And she says, "Why now? You're on a dangerous mission. I don't want to see you harmed. Who knows? You may change your mind about me someday."
Sure. Who do you
Fucking
think she is?
unlikely.
Pike, who gets hurt real bad?
Yeah, no. Then we cut to the ready room. Hoshi enters with a pad, and Archer says, "I thought I told you to get some rest." And she says, "He came to my quarters," and he jumps out of his chair. Big tough man.
Yeah.
"I was afraid that might happen." "He gave me these coordinates. What are they for?" "A Xindi colony. He said they're building part of the weapon there." The end. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. More information. We're on the next path to a colony. Well, Tom, now that we've talked through it, any other thoughts?
Not really. I mean, it isn't a bad episode, actually. It's quite good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It is actually not bad, especially compared to the other ones we've had recently.
Well, yeah, especially compared to them, but even not compared to them.
No, just generally.
Just in general, it was a pretty solid episode.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's got enough going on there. Everyone done a pretty good job in this one as well. I mean, bar the minor few things in there.
Yeah, well, like I said before, the whole sphere thing,
yeah,
like it's fine, but the Hoshi Tarquin stuff is what makes the episode good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean the sphere stuff was fine to a certain degree. I mean, we have to continue the ongoing story that they've got happening. Right. So, I mean, the bouncing shuttle could have been something else, like anything.
Or nothing.
Yeah, or even just we found it, we've scanned it, and we're back. Would have been fine. Like, they didn't have to add some dramatic, made-up bullshit.
They did not.
Like, things can go well every now and then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but other than that, it was actually good. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what's this week's life lesson?
Don't trust strangers.
I don't like that one.
You don't like that?
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
Strangers are just people I haven't met
just
yet.
Friends you haven't met yet. Yeah, sure. Yeah, every one of them. Yeah, get in this candy van and see what happens. Beware of strangers bearing gifts.
All right, that sounds good. And let's talk IMDb ratings. Our examples of 1 episodes are Voyager's Threshold and Enterprise's Extinction. Examples of 10 episodes are Next Gen's Tapestry and Deep Space Nine's Far Beyond the Stars.
Yeah.
What should we rate Exile?
I'm going to go pretty good. So, well, I mean, it's not fantastic Trek overall either, but I'm going to go about
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd probably put it up there at about a 6, maybe a 7.
Well, I was thinking like a 7 or 8, so let's go a 7.
7?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Cool.
That sounds good. All right. That must be it for this week then. You can find us on Facebook at Temporal Directive Podcast and Instagram, just Temporal Directive, or you can email us at wakefield_productions@outlook.com. We would love to hear your thoughts on this episode or anything Trek related, so please get in touch. And we'll be back next week with the episode The Shipment. Live long and prosper.
Peace and long life.
Bye.